It won't be long now before we are back to business as usual.
I'm glad to hear it.
Now, tell me this. What did you find at the terraces? What threatened to make me a pauper?
Not what I expected, that's for certain.
You tell a fine story. That's not to say I don't believe you, though. Creatures made of flame, eh? That's something new to worry about. But I burdened you with my worries enough already. Here, a small something by way of...
Juiciest meat.
Do something. I know you.
My carpets have pride of place in...
Looks like I found the river. Where's Gav?
Yeah!
Good girl. Run like the wind. Any luck? Or will you be needing help with your bags?
Well, I asked her, but...
If you're looking to make a knife that will impress a master like Lubor, there are options. They're just not that viable. Featherlight adamantite knives will get passed from generation to generation, never needing so much as a lick of the whetstone. But adamantite ore is unique to ash, so it doesn't come cheap.
And it's beyond my skill to handle.
Unique to ash. Are there any materials unique to Dalamil? Something which could be mixed with iron to refine it. Make it lighter.
What are you getting at?
You said that Lubor trained you to work iron. Then that's what he'll expect you to use. But he would have known that it would either be too heavy or too brittle for a carving knife. Perhaps his Dalamil remark wasn't a riddle, but a hint.
If it's cheap metal you're using, then there's always limestone, I suppose. Folk first settled Dalamil to get at her mineral deposits, and if you know the trick, it can be melted down in the furnace to drive out impurities from low-quality iron.
Bloody hell! I don't suppose you know the trick.
It's hardly my speciality, but I've been around enough.
Looks like I've got some learning to do. Clive, I hate to...
Limestone. Besides, I want to know if this is the answer to Luke.
You'll have no trouble finding limestone over in the terraces. The place is bloody made... It.
Then I suppose I'll meet you back at the forge.
Right you are. I'll see you shortly.
Do you crush it up or just...
The finest fabrics.
The most
Now,
fragrant herb.
Dusan, I know you're keen.
Oh, where did all the men of rock go?
Made from the stoutest stoneware.
Anything I can interest you in? Fare you well.
One rock looks a lot like another. But hopefully this is what Sava needs.
No, I'm telling you, it's gone.
Just look at the detail.
Lightly
Now,
and dark.
Dusan, I know you're
It would make a fine
Master Lubor says Drake's fang has fallen.
I wasn't sure how, but I hope this is...
You are one of the good ones, you know that. You and that merchant both, she's got now. A knife forged from the very rocks of Dalamil.
It's a fine-looking blade.
That sounds like my cue. And just as well. I was getting tired of wait.
I'm sorry, Forge Master Lubor.
Let's take a look. First things first, Sava, do you think this is a carving knife worthy of the fine people of Dalamil?
I'd like to think so. But what do you think?
What do I think indeed? It's sharp-ish, but it won't last long with hard use. And it's heavy, heavier than it should be. You might not think it just to hold it for a moment, but sell that to a cook and you'll never hear the end of it. It looks like someone paid a visit to the terraces. The limestone was a step in the right direction, granted, but one that still leaves you short of the mark.
And I was so certain I had it all worked out.
I don't know who you found to teach you that little trick, but it certainly shows initiative. Next question. How much do you think I would charge if I'd made this?
Well, if it took you even a fraction of the time it took me, I would say you could demand a heavy purse.
And who would be able to pay that? The butcher? The hunter? The cooks over at the inn? Dalamil is home to humble traders, not wealthy lords and ladies. Rule number 1 in any business, Sava: know your customers.
Yes, Forge Master.
This is just about passable. I'd say you're worth keeping around a little longer. Starting tomorrow, you'll have an anvil of your own.
I will. I was wondering, what would you do if you were asked to forge a carving knife?
I'd do what I always do. Ask who it's for. If it was for the butcher, I'd make sure it holds an edge. For the hunter, I'd make it as tough as Titan. For the cook, light as a feather. And for the nobleman, I'd make it cost an absolute fortune.
There goes a master, all right.
It looks like congratulations.
I couldn't have done it with so much for the forge. The spirit of Dalamil had nothing to do with limestone, or meaning I had you.
You've passed your test.
And when I do, I'll cry.
Master Lubor says Drake's Fanger's fallen.
Faster!
Sorry to keep you, Gav.
Better late than never. I've had a quick scout about, and I reckon round here's our best bet if we want to grab as much of this Stardust stuff as we can. Don't know what Blackthorn's planning to do with it, though. I asked over in Dalamil, and they seem to think it was worthless. But if Stardust is what Blackthorn wants, Stardust is what he'll get. There's plenty of this stuff lying about, just begging to be bagged.
Then let's get bagging, shall we?
We shall.
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me. That should be enough for now. Let's see how Gav's getting on.
You finished? How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
Oh, you win. That might even be enough for old Blackthorn. Hey, before we go, do you mind if we have a chat? Feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man like.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when...
There was a lot to work out.
And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the strain. Hardly ever see you around the hideaway nowadays. Always on some errand or... You can take a day off, you know.
Says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy lines.
Only 'cause you keep saying...
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going. Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back to. Thanks to you. Right. That's enough soppy shite for one day. We'd better get this lot back to Blackthorn before he slings his hammer at someone.
You go on ahead. And try to get some rest once you're there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. After Blackthorn gets what he needs, of course.
Right. Ready to go home, boy? Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs. Blackthorn.
Yeah. Cheers for the Stardust. Should be...
We should go out on maneuvers together more often. You're beat sneaking around on your Todd all the time.
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It'll take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Suppose we'd better be...
Give us a shot.
What do you need? Not saying fortune, do you? No scratches, all right? Not bad, if I do say so myself. Yeah, that should do you. That it? Fine.
He cracked the crystal too?
We're seeing troops amassing at every border.
I think Mid might need some help.
If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn's started work on the plating.
Excellent.
So,
The helm for this will be repurposing for...
salvage from the ruins.
Ah, but we don't have...
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into...